Have you ever wondered why some men in their 70s still feel strong, energetic, and fully alive, while others feel like their best days are long gone? The truth is, the body isn't the enemy of aging. It's the messenger. When it stops performing the way it used to, it's often whispering that something deeper needs attention. Blood flow, stress levels, hormone balance, or even the quality of what we consume every morning. Yes, even that cup of coffee. Coffee is more than a beverage. It's a ritual. It's the moment many of us rely on to wake our bodies and minds. But imagine turning that same routine into a tool for vitality. Certain natural ingredients, like cacao for blood flow, cinnamon for blood sugar balance, ginger for circulation, or maca root for hormonal support, transform coffee from a stimulant into a daily therapeutic elixir. It's not magic. It's biology. When circulation improves and inflammation decreases, the body's ability to respond sexually, mentally, physically comes back online. But let's be honest. No ingredient can fix a life lived in constant tension. Stress is the silent thief of passion. It tightens blood vessels, drains testosterone, and sends the brain into survival mode instead of connection mode. This is where mindset matters. Books like The Power of Now remind us that presence is medicine. When we slow down, let the body breathe, and reconnect to pleasure beyond performance, the nervous system relaxes, and performance follows naturally. Movement is another form of medicine. You don't need intense workouts. A simple walk, light strength training, or stretching boosts testosterone, improves vascular health, and wakes up the pelvic region. Sleep does the same. Most testosterone is made in deep sleep. When we cut sleep, we cut masculinity at the root. Imagine going to bed not as an end to the day, but as preparation for the next level of strength. Quick fix pills promise fireworks, but they ignore the foundation. Natural foods, herbs, and habits build the foundation, brick by brick. They don't just create temporary performance. They restore the body's confidence in itself. And confidence is the most powerful aphrodisiac of all. Books like Younger Next Year remind us that the body is designed to regenerate when we give it the right signals. Age is data, not destiny. Some men think desire fades with time. But desire doesn't die, it gets buried under fatigue, poor circulation, and the belief that the spark is gone. When we revive the body, the spark returns on its own. When we choose nourishment over numbness, movement over stagnation, restoration over burnout, vitality stops being a memory and becomes a rhythm again. So the next time you reach for your coffee, ask yourself, is this just caffeine? Or could this be the beginning of my return? Add ingredients that feed your blood flow. Choose a mindset that feeds your confidence. Create habits that tell your body, I'm not done. Because the body listens. Even at 70 lux, renewal is not only possible, it's waiting. The moment we stop accepting decline and start signaling life, the body responds. Strength comes back. Desire comes back. Erection comes back. Not because of luck, but because we rebuilt the system that supports it. Your morning coffee can stay the same, or it can become the first step toward reclaiming the energy you thought was gone. The choice and the comeback starts with what you put in. Why do we often blame age for every change in our bodies, when, in reality, age is just the timeline and not the cause? The body is constantly giving us signals, and those signals matter more than the number on a birthday cake. When energy drops, when desire weakens, when performance slows down, this isn't age shutting us down. It's the body asking us to listen. Think of it like a dashboard in a car. When a light turns on, you don't throw the car away. You lift the hood. Yet when the body speaks, many people assume it's just getting old and give up instead of getting curious. The fascinating truth is that the body is incredibly adaptive. It will heal, rebuild, and even regenerate when given the right environment. Scientists have shown that muscles can grow in our 70s, hormones can rise in our 80s, and the brain can create new connections for the rest of our lives. So why does decline feel so common? Because most people ignore the signals and keep driving their body like a machine without maintenance. Low energy might be dehydration. Poor circulation might be inactivity. Low testosterone could be from lack of sleep or too much stress. These are fixable signals, not permanent conditions. The problem is that society has conditioned us to fear aging. Instead of understanding it, we hear phrases like, over the hill, too old for that, and those phrases plant seeds. Once the mind believes aging equals decline, the body follows that script. But history is full of men and women who defied it. There are 70-year-olds who run marathons, fall in love, build businesses, and maintain passionate intimacy. They don't have special genetics. They have a different relationship with the signals of their bodies. Instead of saying, I'm too old, they ask, what is my body trying to tell me right now? That simple shift from judgment to curiosity changes everything. When the body loses performance, it's not failing you, it's protecting you. If circulation slows, it may be redirecting energy to more critical organs, because your lifestyle is draining its resources. If libido drops, it might be the body saying, I'm exhausted and overwhelmed. I need care before I can feel desire again. These are not signs of aging. They are invitations to recalibrate. The beauty of listening to signals is that the fixes are often simple. Small changes in nutrition can revive energy. Ingredients like magnesium, omega-3s, or nitric oxide boosters can restore blood flow. Simple daily movement can wake up testosterone and sensitize the nervous system. Stress management can reset hormones. The body doesn't need perfection, it needs consistency and respect. Think about this. Every cell in your body is replaced over time. Your skin renews every month. Your liver renews in weeks. Even your bones replace themselves over several years. You are not the same body you were 10 years ago. And you won't be the same body 10 years from now. The question is, are you rebuilding yourself with habits that support vitality or habits that accelerate decline? Books like Atomic Habits show that transformation comes from small daily choices. If you add one nourishing input each day: better food, deeper sleep, less stress, more movement, the signals of the body begin to change. Instead of warning signs, you start receiving signals of strength. Morning energy, better mood, stronger performance, clearer mind. When we listen to the body, we step into partnership with it. We stop treating it like an enemy and start treating it like a wise teacher. Age might change the pace, but it doesn't erase potential. The body doesn't shut down because of time. It shuts down because it's tired of being ignored. When you start listening, truly listening, you realize the body was never saying, "I'm waiting for we treat daily habits as harmless," when they're actually some of the most powerful tools for restoring the body's vitality and performance. Every day we repeat routines without thinking. What we drink, how we move when we sleep, what we think about. And those routines either feed circulation, hormones, and energy, or quietly drain them. The body isn't just responding to age, it's responding to patterns. And one of the most overlooked patterns is the one almost everyone starts their day: the cup of coffee. Coffee isn't just caffeine. It's an opportunity. When mixed with the right natural ingredients, coffee becomes a daily vehicle for better blood flow, improved nitric oxide levels, stabilized blood sugar, and stronger hormonal balance. The problem isn't coffee itself, it's what we're not adding to it. Most people wake up, pour coffee, spike their adrenaline, and move on. But what if that cup could also support circulation so strongly that the body's performance in every area naturally improves? Let's talk about circulation, because it's the foundation of vitality. Without proper blood flow, oxygen and nutrients don't reach the muscles or the reproductive system. Erections, energy, focus, all depend on healthy circulation. Instead of waiting for pills to force flow temporarily, we can use daily habits to improve it permanently. Ingredients like cacao increase nitric oxide, which relaxes blood vessels and boosts circulation. Cinnamon helps regulate blood sugar, so energy levels stay steady instead of crashing. Ginger warms the blood and improves its movement throughout the body. Maca supports hormones and libido. These are not exotic solutions. They're simple additions that can be stirred into something you're already drinking. Daily repetition of these ingredients trains the body to perform better without forcing it. But habits go beyond coffee. Movement, even light movement, acts as a pump. When you walk, stretch, or do a few bodyweight exercises, you're telling the blood to keep flowing, the heart to stay efficient, and the hormones to stay active. Many people think exercise must be intense, but circulation improves with consistency, not exhaustion. The body thrives on movement that is enjoyable, and sustainable. The moment you sit all day, blood stagnates, muscles lose sensitivity, and the pelvic region gets less oxygen. Over time, this leads to poor performance. But not because the body can't perform. Because the daily signals are telling it not to bother. Sleep is another habit that either builds vitality or destroys it. Most testosterone and growth hormone are produced during deep sleep. If you cut sleep, you cut the body's ability to repair tissue, build hormone levels, and recover from stress. Even if you eat perfectly and move daily, poor sleep will sabotage your results. The body listens more to sleep than it does to supplements. When sleep becomes a priority, vitality comes back naturally. Stress might be the most powerful daily habit of all. Because stress isn't just an emotion. It's chemistry. Chronic stress tightens blood vessels, raises cortisol, lowers testosterone, and blocks the brain's ability to feel desire. Many people live in survival mode all day, and then wonder why their body can't relax or perform at night. But stress doesn't have to disappear for performance to improve. The key is teaching the body how to regularly switch from stress mode to recovery mode. Breathwork, mindfulness, quiet time, laughter, music. These are habits that signal safety to the body. And when the body feels safe, blood flows, hormones balance, and desire returns. Our habits shape our biology more than age does. The ingredients we use, the way we move, the quality of our sleep, and the way we handle stress are louder messages to the body than any number of birthdays. The difference between decline and renewal often comes down to patterns repeated over time. Even small upgrades done daily create massive changes in circulation and vitality. Because the body adapts to what we do most, not what we do occasionally. Just like poor habits slowly break the system, better habits slowly rebuild it. The body is listening every day. The question is, what are we telling it through our rituals, our choices, and our morning cup of coffee? Why do we underestimate the power of the mind when it comes to performance, desire, and physical response? Even though the body can only do what the brain allows. Most people think sexual performance is purely physical. Blood flow, hormones, strength. But every one of those systems is controlled by the brain and nervous system. When the mind is stressed, distracted, ashamed, or pressured, the body receives signals of danger, not pleasure. And when the brain is in survival mode, it shuts down anything that isn't essential for immediate survival. Reproduction, desire, intimacy. Those get put on hold. This is why men under constant stress often struggle with erections, even when physically healthy. The problem isn't the body failing. It's the mind protecting. Stress is not just a feeling. It is chemistry. It tightens blood vessels, elevates cortisol, blocks testosterone, reduces nitric oxide, and shifts the nervous system into fight or flight. In that state, the brain prioritizes staying alive, not connecting or performing. It's not weakness, it's biology. Mindset also plays a huge role. When a man starts to doubt his performance, even once, the brain remembers that moment. The next time, the nervous system becomes hyper aware, watching for failure. This creates pressure. Pressure creates anxiety. And anxiety shuts down arousal. It becomes a loop. One bad experience can turn into a mental pattern that the body follows. But the reverse is also true. When the mind feels relaxed, confident, and safe, the body opens up. Intimacy becomes natural instead of forced. Books like The Body Keeps the Score explain how emotional pressure and past experiences live in the nervous system. Healing performance issues often means healing the nervous system, not just treating the physical symptoms. Stress doesn't always look like panic. It can also look like being constantly busy, mentally distracted, emotionally numb, or always on. Many men live disconnected from their own bodies. They're thinking about work, bills, responsibilities, expectations. They're performing in life all day. So when it's time for intimacy, they don't know how to shift from doing to feeling. Desire doesn't come from the body alone. It comes from presence. Presence requires slowing down, breathing, noticing sensations, engaging emotionally. Without presence, even a healthy body can't perform well. That's why practices like mindfulness, deep breathing, or simply taking a moment to exhale can dramatically change performance. These practices signal to the brain, I am safe. I can relax. When the brain feels safe, it gives the body permission to respond. Another mindset trap is the belief that masculinity equals constant performance. Many men feel pressure to always be strong, always be ready, always succeed. This pressure creates anxiety, and anxiety kills desire. Ironically, the more a man chases performance, the further it gets. But masculinity is not about perfection. It's about connection, confidence, and resilience. Confidence doesn't come from being flawless. It comes from trusting your body and understanding it. It comes from knowing that temporary changes don't define you. When men stop judging themselves and start working with their bodies, performance improves naturally. Emotional intimacy also plays a role. The nervous system is heavily influenced by bonding hormones like oxytocin. When there is trust, affection, laughter, and emotional safety with a partner, arousal increases. When there is tension, fear, or emotional distance, arousal drops. The body cannot separate physical and emotional experiences. They are deeply interwoven. This is why couples who reconnect emotionally often report their physical connection returning without needing any physical treatments. The body responds to love as powerfully as it responds to medicine. The greatest breakthrough comes when men realize this. Sexual performance is not a test of worth. It's a reflection of internal balance. When stress is managed, when mindset is confident instead of fearful, when the nervous system feels safe, the body performs without being forced. Pleasure, desire, erection. These are natural outcomes of a regulated mind and a calm nervous system. The goal isn't to chase performance. but to create an environment where performance happens on its own. The body wants to work. The mind just needs to let it. Why do we keep turning to quick fix pills and chemical solutions when nature has already provided powerful tools that not only boost performance but also heal the root causes of the problem? In today's world, convenience has become more attractive than understanding. When something goes wrong in the body, most people just want a fast solution, even if it only masks the issue. But quick fixes don't restore confidence. They create dependence. They force the body to perform, instead of teaching it to function properly on its own. The truth is, natural foods and herbs have been supporting vitality for centuries, long before modern pharmaceuticals existed, and work by improving circulation, reducing inflammation, balancing hormones, and energizing the nervous system from the inside out. The difference: natural solutions build strength over time instead of draining it. Think of herbs like ginseng, known for increasing stamina and improving blood flow. Maca root supports hormonal balance and libido. Beetroot boosts nitric oxide, which widens blood vessels and enhances circulation. Cacao increases sensitivity and enhances mood. Even simple foods like dark leafy greens, nuts, and berries protect blood vessels, reduce oxidative stress, and support the heart. The very same system that controls erection and energy. These solutions don't just target one system. They support the entire body. When the foundation is strong, performance follows naturally. Nature works in harmony with the body, not against it. Instead of forcing one pathway open, it opens multiple pathways gently and sustainably. Books like How Not Die highlight how everyday foods can prevent and reverse conditions that weaken the heart, blood vessels, and metabolism. When we support these systems nutritionally, we're not only improving sexual vitality, we're protecting long-term health. In contrast, many quick fix medications address only the symptom. They push blood into certain areas, but they don't improve the health of the vessels, the strength of the heart, or the flow of hormones. Over time, the body may become less responsive without the pill. Natural solutions do the opposite. They wake up the body's natural ability to function. They train the body to produce more nitric oxide, maintain healthier endothelial cells, regulate testosterone, and reduce inflammation, which is often the hidden cause of poor performance. Inflammation is silent but destructive. It stiffens arteries, slows blood flow, damages nerves, and interferes with hormones. Processed foods, high-sugar diets, and constant stress fuel inflammation. Whole foods, herbs, healthy fats, and antioxidants fight it. When inflammation decreases, blood flow increases. When blood flow increases, erection, energy, and clarity improve. The body was designed to repair itself, but it can only do that when we give it the resources it needs. Nature's medicine is nutrient density. Pills may override the system, but plants rebuild it. Another advantage of natural solutions is that they support the mind as well as the body. Adaptogenic herbs like ashwagandha help calm stress, lower cortisol, and increase testosterone simultaneously. This dual effect is crucial because stress is one of the biggest killers of performance. Instead of artificially stimulating the body, natural adaptogens help the body return to balance. They don't create a high, they create harmony. When the nervous system is calm and the hormonal system is strong, the body responds better to arousal, sensitivity increases, and desire returns effortlessly. The power of natural solutions is not just physical, it's empowering. When you rely on the body's own systems, you regain confidence. You move from fear to trust. You stop worrying if your body will respond, because you know you're strengthening it every day. This is the opposite of dependency. It is mastery. Quick fixes might offer temporary relief, but they do not create long-term vitality. Nature provides tools that heal, restore, and nourish the systems that performance relies on. When we feed the body well, we don't have to force it to perform. It rises on its own. The body isn't fighting against us. It is waiting for us to fuel it the way it was designed to be fueled. When we choose natural over artificial, we're not just improving performance. We're rebuilding health, energy, and confidence at the core. Why do we treat movement and sleep like optional extras, when they are the very engines that drive hormone balance, circulation, and long-lasting vitality? We often think of exercise as something we do only to lose weight or look better. But movement is so much more than that. It's one of the most powerful signals we can send to the body, telling it to stay young, stay strong, and stay responsive. When we move, even with simple walking, stretching, or light strength training, the body activates muscles that pump blood through the entire system, including the pelvic region. Blood flow is the foundation of strong erections and sexual performance. Without movement, blood stagnates, vessels stiffen, and sensitivity fades. But when we move daily, we wake up the vascular system, boost nitric oxide, and teach the body to keep circulation alive. The body thrives on movement, not just physically, but hormonally. Simple resistance training naturally raises testosterone and growth hormone, two key players in energy, mood, and sexual function. Unlike artificial boosters, the testosterone released from movement is natural and sustainable. The body produces it because it believes you need strength and vitality to keep going. It adapts to the signals you give it. But here's the part most people overlook: movement doesn't have to be intense. You don't need hours in the gym. The body just needs consistency. A 20-minute walk, a few squats, stretching while watching TV, gentle mobility in the morning. These small movements accumulate into massive biological change. Books like Younger Next Year show that movement literally slows aging at the cellular level. Every time you move, you send the message: I am still using this body. Keep it young. The body listens and responds. Yet movement alone is not enough if sleep is broken. Because sleep is when the real rebuilding happens. During deep sleep, the body repairs blood vessels, builds testosterone, regenerates tissues, and resets the nervous system. In fact, most testosterone is made while we sleep, not while we're awake. If sleep is cut short or constantly interrupted, testosterone drops, cortisol rises, and performance suffers. No matter how healthy your diet or how consistent your exercise. Poor sleep is like trying to build a house while someone steals your tools every night. The foundation can never fully form. Most people think they are just bad sleepers. But often the problem lies in habits. Late night screens, heavy meals before bed, high stress or inconsistent sleep times disrupt the brain's ability to enter deep rest. But when we create rhythm, waking and sleeping at similar times, allowing the brain to wind down, keeping the room dark and cool, the body naturally drops into the deep sleep that produces hormones and restores energy. This isn't luxury. It's biology. Without sleep, the body becomes inflamed, insulin resistant, and hormonally imbalanced. These conditions weaken circulation, dull desire, and make erections difficult. But when sleep is optimized, energy rises, mood improves, blood flow increases, and sexual function returns. Movement and sleep work like a partnership. Movement tells the body to build strength. Sleep gives it the materials. Movement improves circulation. Sleep repairs the vessels. Movement boosts testosterone. Sleep creates it. Movement lowers stress. Sleep resets the mind. Together, they create an environment where the body wants to perform. Most people search for complicated solutions. But the body has always been simple. Give it oxygen. Give it rest. Give it signals of life. And it will respond. You don't need perfection. You need rhythm. Consistency beats intensity every time. Men in their 70s, who still have strong performance, often share two traits. They stay active daily. And they protect their sleep. They don't overtrain. They don't stay up all night. And they don't let their bodies sit in stagnation. They move, they rest. And as a result, their bodies stay young and function. Even as the years go by. Vitality isn't about age. It's about circulation, hormones, and nervous system balance. Movement and sleep are the master keys that unlock all three. When you honor them, the body thanks you with strength, energy, and performance that most people think is impossible. After a certain age. But the body doesn't care about age. It cares about signals. And every step you take, and every night you fully rest is a message saying, I'm still alive. Keep me powerful. Why do so many people believe that? Once desire fades or performance declines, it's gone forever. When in reality, the body is capable of renewal. At any age if we change the signals we give it. The most dangerous lie about aging is that decline is permanent. That belief doesn't just live in the mind. It programs the body. When a man thinks his best days are behind him, he stops sending his body the signals of life, movement, passion, purpose, intimacy, excitement. The body responds. to that lack of stimulation by conserving energy and shoving down systems that aren't being used. Desire doesn't die. It withers from neglect. Performance doesn't disappear. It goes dormant, waiting to be reactivated. The comeback is not about forcing the body. It's about reminding it how to live again. The body is not fragile. It is constantly adapting to what we ask of it. If we ask nothing, it gives nothing. If we challenge it, nourish it, and ignite it, it responds with strength, energy, and vitality. Age is not the problem. Stagnation is. There are men in their 70s and 80s who have more passion, stronger performance, and deeper intimacy than some men in their 30s. Why? Because they never accepted the story of decline. They kept sending the body signals of youth. They stayed curious. They stayed active. They stayed connected. They kept their minds engaged and their hearts open. Passion is not a memory. It is a muscle. When used, it grows. When ignored, it fades. Mindset is the ignition switch. The body follows belief. If you believe renewal is possible, you begin to act in ways that support it. You move differently, you eat differently. You expect more from yourself. Confidence returns not from perfection, but from momentum. Once the mind says, "I'm not done," the body starts to search for ways to rebuild. And it can rebuild at any age. Science has proven that blood vessels can regenerate. Hormones can rebalance. Nerves can become more sensitive. Muscle can grow. And new cells can be created. No matter how old you are. Books like The Biology of Belief show that the mind doesn't just influence the body. It directs it. Thought patterns change hormone levels, immune responses, stress reactions, and even DNA expression. When we shift from hopelessness to possibility, biology changes. The nervous system also needs pleasure, not just function. Many men turn intimacy into performance, turning joy into pressure. But performance thrives in freedom, not fear. When intimacy becomes playful, connected, emotionally safe, the body naturally responds. Oxytocin rises, tension melts. Blood flow increases, sensitivity heightens, and desire awakens. Emotional connection is not separate from physical performance. It enhances it. When trust grows, so does arousal. When joy returns, so does the spark. The comeback isn't mechanical. It's human. Purpose and excitement are powerful forms of energy. The body lights up when it has something to live for. Passion in life often reignites passion in the bedroom. Men who stay engaged learning, building, loving, exploring, keep their brains stimulated, and the brain drives desire. Dopamine, the neurotransmitter of motivation and pleasure, increases when we pursue goals, creativity, and novelty. This same dopamine fuels sexual desire. When life feels dull, desire dims. When life feels alive, desire rises. To revive performance, sometimes we don't need more pills. We need more passion in living. The truth is, the body wants to give you vitality. It is always on your side. It is always trying to repair balance and strengthen you. But it needs your. When you feed it well, move it regularly, Let it rest deeply, calm the stress, and stay mentally and emotionally engaged. It rewards you with energy, confidence, and performance that feels timeless. Age does not decide the end of desire. Biology does not close the door on passion. The only thing that dies is the belief that it can't come back. The moment you decide to reawaken, the body begins to listen. The comeback isn't a miracle. It's a decision.